Hi everybody. I'm sorry we can't be here together in person, but I've got some information that I hope will be useful to all of you. Now, this last flu season has, I think, been tough on all of us, whether we've had the flu or just a cold or whatever it is. We've had some health issues in our group. So I wanted to go through a list of hopefully some useful things that we can use to create a healthy immune system. Some of it's definitely information that we've talked about before, but hopefully there's also some new stuff in here and some things that might stimulate some creativity in getting some new things into our lifestyles and into our diets so that we can stop all this getting sick and infections and whatever else is going on. Let's just get rid of it and be done with it. Our immune system is the foundation to preventing everything from the common cold to cancer. So we need to take care of it. It needs to be nourished to maintain its functionality. So number one, of course, we talk about this every time we get together, eating a healthy diet. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, mushrooms, these are all very important to make sure we're getting vital nutrients into our system. So if you're not enjoying all of these varieties of healthy, real foods, start finding a way to add some in. The next thing is get some exercise. Now, we don't have to be an Olympic athlete to benefit from exercise. Sitting for long periods of time can be very hard on our body, so your goal, initially, your minimum goal, is to make sure you're moving at least 10 minutes every hour. So if you've been sitting watching a movie for a while, it's time to get up and start moving. Our bodies are 60 to 70% water. That means there's a lot of fluid in our bodies. That fluid needs to move in order to keep our systems healthy, clean, move things in and out of the cells, do what it's supposed to do. So get up and get some exercise. If you want to join a gym, fantastic, join that gym, but if that's just not your thing, make sure you're at least get out, get some walks in, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, enjoy just a little bit of time to get the body moving, get the lymph system moving, just get everything moving in general. The next thing, get enough sleep. We all know sleep's important, so if there's things that maybe you've got distractions that are in your bedroom, TV, video games, laptops, all the different devices, with phones and everything we use nowadays, we've got a lot of artificial light coming at us. So ideally, it's best to just leave those things out of the bedroom. If you can stop using them at least an hour before bedtime, that light interferes with our natural body systems. So get rid of that. You can see Don in the background. He's enjoying his video games. So if you can, get rid of them. But another thing is to get to look on your systems, whatever device it is you're using. See if there's a blue shade setting. If you can use the blue shade setting, that means you can get rid of the blue light in your picture. So it'll look a little funny when it goes to blue shade, but it takes out that blue light. That one's the most harmful in interrupting our natural sleep rhythms. So if you can turn that on, several hours even before bed and use it in that mode, it'll be a little bit easier on you. But using your bedroom for sleep is important. So especially if you're having trouble, get rid of the distractions. Don't use your bed for other things. Even reading and stuff, it depends on what level you're at. If you're really having a lot of problems, then let's get rid of all of the distractions. But otherwise, use it for the things that are relaxing. Even bring in some relaxation stuff. If a little bit of music is helpful, then use some music. Some essential oils, I'm going to talk about them later, but you can use lavender on your pillow, things like that. So get enough sleep. The next thing I have listed on here is drink tea. Tea comes in many, many different forms. You got herbal teas, you got black tea, you got green tea, you got rooibos. There's a lot of different types of tea. And if you go to the store and you look at your tea selection, you'll find a lot of different formulas or mixtures, whatever you want to call them. And they have different things that can be immunity boosters. They can help with body cleansing. There's a lot of things that you can find, but even just drinking regular tea, any type of tea, as long as it's real. We don't want to have artificial flavors, artificial colors, any of that stuff. So look for real tea. Ideally organic is going to offer the most benefits, because then you're not fighting the pesticides either. But getting that tea is a good thing that you can do for yourself, and it'll offer lots of different benefits with the phytochemicals and the different things that are available in tea. Also, eating raw local honey. Now, I think most of you know that raw local honey is good for allergies, but it also offers a lot of other benefits. It's full of, when you eat raw, don't eat the pasteurized. Nothing wrong with the pasteurized as far, you're going to get your same flavor, but the raw local honey is going to offer you the most for its enzyme properties and to get the pollen that is local to your area so that you can fight allergies. We don't want to be fighting those other things if we don't have to, right? So find a good source of the raw local honey, and that, of course, you can use that in your tea, and you can use things like lemon and ginger and garlic. Those are all things that I know sound terrible as a tea, but if you're trying to boost your immune system, you can look online and find immunity boosting teas, immunity boosting drinks, and I know I've seen them posted in different places. Jeremiah has his mixture, so I know it might not taste the best, but it does work, and I see a lot of other people recommending the same kind of thing. So those are some combination of things: lemon, ginger, garlic, honey, all things that can be used in a tea or, of course, eaten, and they can benefit not only just general immunity, but like if you have a cough or a scratchy throat, eat the honey, drink the tea. Those things will help it naturally instead of getting some nasty cough syrup at the store or even using ibuprofens and things like that. We can use those things, but of course they're not going to build our immune system. They're just going to help with symptoms. Next thing on my list then, all of these things, do some research for yourself. This is not an all-inclusive list by any means. You're going to find a lot of stuff online, a lot of extra information that will benefit you and your families. Number 6, consider adding supplements. If you've been having some issues or not, I think we probably should consider adding some supplements. If we've been sick, of course, vitamin C and vitamin D are big ones that everybody associates with being healthier, boosting the immune system. They are tried and true. They're good things to use. Of course, your vitamin D can be taken as a supplement, or get out in the sun and get it the natural way. Also, besides vitamins and minerals, another mineral to consider is zinc. Zinc is good for the immune system. It can be a little hard on the stomach for some people, so take it with food just to prevent nausea. But that one's also good. Of course, there's other herbs and probiotics that are very important. Now, some of the things that you may or may not know of, I think these are probably things people have heard of. Now, herbs such as echinacea, golden seal, elderberry, and ginseng are good support herbs. So you can get these in liquid form, and you can get them in powder form, and you can get them already in capsules and use them. You can use some of them, you can use all the time. Just take them as a supplement every day. Some of them you just probably want to use during, like during the flu season, during the winter. So check on each individual one to see which ones are good for you. If you look up herbs that are good for immune support, good for the immune system, or good for fighting colds, flu, whatever, there's lots of things you can Google. You're going to find a whole lot more stuff. But those are some of the ones that a lot of people are familiar with. The elderberry can come in some very nice liquid forms, tastes good, it's safe to give to your children as well. So that one's kind of a nice one. Just like I said before, keep doing your research, because there's a wealth of supplements that really can benefit you. I'm going to get back to probiotics, of course, in a little bit. We all know about probiotics, but we'll talk a little more about that in just a second. My next one is use essential oils. Our group is all familiar with essential oils, but essential oils, if you can think of it, there's an oil that can support it or help prevent it. Oils have antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral properties, amongst a whole host of other things that essential oils can be used for. If we start to get in that habit of just always using some essential oils, I use essential oils I mix it into my coconut oil every day and use it on my, as my body lotion. So I've always got something that I'm using. I put different ones on my diffuser depending on, what smell I want, what I want it to do. These are all things too that you go online, get a book, whatever you want to do. Of course, we want good therapeutic grade oils. Depending on if you just want a nice smell in the house, then I think that any essential oil, as long as it's 100% essential oil, go ahead and use it. But your best benefits are going to come from the therapeutic grade, so that it's safe to use on your skin, and most of them are safe to ingest. So it's a good thing to have around the house. It's safe around your kids, safe around your pets. You want to be careful not to put it on pets full dose or anything like that, but it's safe to have in the house. If you know somebody that's just getting started with oils or is interested in oils, I would recommend starting with a few just basic oils like melaleuca, lavender, and peppermint. I think those three can be used for so many different things that it probably covers just about anything that they can think of, so that they've got some good ones to start with, and then they can just expand from there as they learn about them. Okay, now back to probiotics. I mentioned them with the supplements, but I think they deserve a little bit of time on their own. So it's really important. Most of our immune system is sitting in our gut, and our gut is full of bacteria. Now I know that it sounds a little gross for some people, but the healthier our gut flora is, the healthier we're going to be. So if we have a good mixture of healthy bacteria, that healthy bacteria is going to fight off anything that tries to come and invade our system. So whether it's bacteria, other bacterias that are harmful, viruses, mutations, let's face it, cancer is prevalent in our society right now. We need a healthy gut. That healthy gut is going to fight just about anything we can think of. So if you're getting sick too often, I would take a look at, are you using a probiotic supplement? Because that's one way, of course, to get a dosage on a regular basis. But of course, we can drink kombucha, we can eat yogurt, we can eat things like sauerkraut and kimchi, and also eating fresh raw foods and getting foods that have plenty of fiber is a good way to make sure we're feeding the good bacteria as well. So you want to get good bacteria in, and you want to feed it properly. Processed foods tend to kill the bacteria. Too much sugar tends to grow the bad bacteria. So we need to start eliminating those things that are going to proliferate the bad stuff, get in the good stuff. I want to mention homeopathic remedies as well. Now, you can use homeopathic remedies for a lot of different things. That's another one of those things that I think if you do a little research and look for exactly which ones you need, I think whatever problem you have or whatever you're trying to improve, you can probably find a homeopathic remedy that fits your need. But since we're talking about building the immune system, I wanted to mention that there's plenty of different ones in your natural sections and even in your over-the-counter areas that are good for helping fight flus and colds, and just different all-around things that could help boost your immune system. Now, with the homeopathic, keep in mind, if you start to feel like something's coming on, that's when you want to make sure and get the homeopathic stuff right away, because that helps, preferably in the first 48 hours, you want to start taking the homeopathic, and it can help kick out whatever it is a lot quicker. A typical cold lasts 7 to 10 days, so if we can get rid of it a lot quicker, you can get going and do your normal routine again. Some of the ones that you may or may not have heard of, but they're common, they've been on the market for a while. Zicam is one that people use. You can take tablets, or there's like a nasal swab that people use sometimes, and that helps to kick out colds and flus. I'm not sure I can say this right. It looks like oscillococcinum. You've probably seen it. There's a long name. It's like a white package. That one's good. That one's good for kicking out the flu. You're feeling rotten, get those right away. They taste good though. They're these little tablets. You pour them under your tongue. You let them dissolve. They taste good. Really easy thing to do. Another thing, safe for your children. They call it Umca Cold Care. I believe it's by Nature Way, if I'm not mistaken. That's another one, though. It's a liquid. Adults and kids can take it. These are all things that can kick out a cold or flu quicker check your natural sections and your other sections, like I said, because you'll find a whole bunch of different formulas. Go into the natural store, go into places like Vitamin Shop, they're going to have all kinds of things like that. We can also use things like, you've probably all seen like the cans of saline. They, they're what do you call them? They're pressurized, so they will spray saline up into your nasal passages, or some of you have used neti pots. Those can be good things, especially during the high pollen seasons, because some people are prone to get sinus infections because we just get overwhelmed. Everything gets stuck right here, and you get overwhelmed by all that. So sometimes we just need to be rinsing out our nasal passages. It's a simple thing to do. You stand over the sink, rinse out the extra debris. Kind of helps things out. Sometimes it can help you breathe if you're having trouble with a stuffy nose. So consider doing those kind of things, especially during those, if like cedar fever has been big, especially during those times when you just need a little help. Now, it's also important to make sure we're removing toxins from our environment, from the foods we eat, from the products that we use on our bodies. Any of those things can overwhelm our system. If your system's overwhelmed, it's not going to work as well. So make sure that do your best to get rid of all those things that, of course, 100% real food cooking from scratch is always the best. So try eliminating the things that already came in a box, things that have ingredients that you're not sure what they are. There's always those mystery natural ingredients. It may say it's natural, but it doesn't really tell you what it is. So avoid the processed foods, the fast food, that kind of stuff. And also, if you know you have an allergy or an intolerance to food, we're all familiar with the gluten intolerance and lactose intolerance. Those are two biggies that a lot of people have problems with. Those are also things. Eliminate those from your diet, because that's just something else your body has to fight, and we don't need to be competing with other stuff. Next on my list, I have considering doing a cleanse. And now I kind of lumped, my next one is juicing. So I kind of put them together. Cleanses can be as simple or as in-depth as you want them to be. A simple day of water fasting can help to rid the body of excess toxins. Now, of course, after we do a cleanse, we should make sure we're only putting good stuff in. Otherwise, you're just putting it back. Didn't do yourself a whole lot of good. But, simple fasting can be one way to cleanse. There's kits out there if you want to get a little more involved. Some people do juice fasting, where they'll spend several days. I think we've all seen Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. He spent 60 days on a juice cleanse. You can spend a long time on a juice cleanse if you want to. So you can see there's a big range here. Another thing to do some research on, if you're really interested in a cleanse, commit to whatever it is, whether it's the fasting, whether it's a juice cleanse, whether it's a long cleanse. Just make your decision and stick to it. Don't worry too much about, well, I got to do this. Just, pick a cleanse and do it so that you can give your body a chance to get rid of some of that old junk, get rid of some of the toxins, build that immune system back up. Juicing, of course, like I said, we can use it for a cleanse, but juicing is a great way to get some nutrients and vitamins in larger quantities into your system really fast. So that can just help to replenish the body. If we've been sick, something needs to be replenished, and if we're having trouble getting rid of it, some juice, real juice, can be a really good way to get stuff into your system, because the vitamins are live and active right then. They process in our bodies super quick, like within minutes. They're absorbing into the body. They can go through the stomach lining, whereas most stuff, if you eat food, the majority of your food has to go through the entire digestive process. Juicing can get in fast and can start doing its job really quickly. So consider juicing. Last thing on my list is actually good oral hygiene. Sometimes we neglect our teeth and we think that, they're just for eating, which we all like to do, but good oral hygiene can be important for the rest of our body. So not just brushing and flossing. One of the other things that is a good thing to do, and some of us have tried it, some of us haven't. I don't know if everybody's tried it or not, but oil pulling. So that's a good thing another good thing to look up. If you want to have more of a comprehensive explanation why oil pulling is good, a little more about it, go online. There's some good resources, videos. Some people do videos and they talk about why it's good. But just to put it real simple, when you take a spoonful of coconut oil, let it melt in your mouth, Swish it back and forth up to 20 minutes. Ideally, you want to do 20 minutes. So some people do this as part of their morning routine. Put the oil in their mouth first, they go take their shower and go do some other things, and they just swish it in their mouth, and you try to pull it back and forth in your teeth so that you're getting this oil everywhere. And the coconut oil naturally will clean your mouth. So it's not in place of brushing and flossing, it's in addition to brushing and flossing. You'll clean your mouth well, it's a good natural way. Skip the mouthwashes. Mouthwashes are full of all kinds of junk they're chemicals, they're bad for you. Skip the commercial mouthwashes. I'm sure there's some good ones out there. But consider adding that. You can also add essential oil if you want a better flavor for the coconut oil. You can add whatever flavor you want to. Put a drop or two in your coconut oil. That'll also contribute to helping your mouth. And people that get canker sores or are having gum disease issues or gingivitis type problems, I would definitely recommend adding that, because your mouth health can also contribute to the rest of your body. I've seen that plaque can be bad for your heart. So I think overall it's just a good idea. Let's take care of our teeth as well. So like I said before, this isn't a comprehensive list by any means, but I think it's a good place to start. Start thinking about the things that you're eating and drinking. If you're not already a tea drinker, start considering it. Look in the aisle, find a formula that you like. Find something that sounds good and start from there. There's good echinacea teas, and there's the immunity builder teas, and like I said, there's all kinds of cleansing teas. A lot of good stuff out there. You can customize it to whatever you need. Do your research on probiotics. Do your research on the homeopathic remedies. Most of these things are getting pretty easy to find in the stores. So go have some fun, do some research, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you.